Hey there, sports fans. Welcome to God Next Gaming and some more San Francisco 49ers rebuild here in Madden 17. We are going to go right into the season here. Towards the end of the season here, we're going to see that after the San Francisco 49ers lost in the playoffs, we have the Jets and the Giants in the Super Bowl. Who would have figured that that would ever happen? So yeah, we did make it to the playoffs. We went 12-4. Things were looking quite well. Now we're coming into the off season, and we are poised to make a run here. We're going to try to put together a team that we think will work. We're going to make some moves, and there are going to be some surprising moves. They're going to be super aggressive, but we want to get this team on the right track. But we do have to go and see who wins this Super Bowl, and it's the Jets, 37-20 over the Giants in a New York against New York Super Bowl, something you'll probably never ever see in real life, but it happens here in Madden. And as a Jets fan, that just kind of makes me happy to think that maybe possibly somewhere along the way, we can get ourselves a Super Bowl. However, we're going to take a look at some free agents here that we want to re-sign. Found an offer. We're kind of disappointed by his development here so far and his numbers that he's put up for us. He didn't like our first offer. We're going to go ahead and make him a much better offer now, and he's going to like that one. He's going to stay with the team and he re-signs. There is a method to my madness here, and we will see going forward. But we do have to kind of shore up a couple of other spots here. We're going to make an offer for Jason Verrett as well, as cornerbacks have been tough for me to find in the league in free agency or even in the draft. And we're going to get Mike Merritt, who filled in nicely for Hurt Horton, and we're going to re-sign him as well. Now we're going to take a look at the free agent class, and there's not much to look at here. There's a quarterback, Newton, but he doesn't look very good to us. There's Shabazz, a defensive tackle, 85. That's very tempting. Here's Luck, and then Larson, right guard, and then left tackle, Staley. Those are some interesting pieces to look at, but nothing I really want to make an offer on here, as Staley is 31 years old, and he's a little bit older. And then we have the left end there, 83, and then Keenan Allen, wide receiver, 83. And again, pieces that would, I guess, help in a way, but nothing we really want to kind of jump in here at and put the money into, especially with only $13 million in cap room. We want to be very careful with what we do here in this regard. So here's Poe, who's an 83 defensive tackle, but he's 35 years old. There's a lot of offers for him as well. But we're going to go ahead and make some trades here. So we're going to try to make a trade here for Quandre Fountain, a first rounder straight up, as they're looking for a linebacker. The Cleveland Browns, they declined the offer here. So we're going to go ahead and throw in our second round pick, or one of our second round picks for that. And they're going to accept it. So we get a high first round draft pick for Quandre Fountain and our second round 42nd pick overall. So looking pretty good there. We like that. That's a high draft pick, top 10 draft pick for a linebacker that really didn't produce for us very well. We're going to get an offer for Ethan Straczynski, one of our younger tight ends. We're going to keep Berlin for now, and we're going to go and see if we can pick up some extra draft picks that we can possibly move around or try to add some depth to, and they do accept that as well. They made us the offer, and we accepted it, and there you can see the actual trade proposal right there. So let's take a quick peek at what we're looking at here going forward. We have a team that definitely needs some more work, and we have some picks we want to make. So let's go for let's try to get back a high second round pick here with some of the picks that we did pick up in making trades here and there. So we're able to put together 3 picks here, a third, a fourth, and a fifth rounder for a high second round pick, and we'll take that. And now we're going to get ready for the draft here. It's the 2025 draft, and hopefully we can go in here and make a splash. I had a bunch of players that I was looking at, and I had my eyes on to kind of increase or improve this team, and I wanted to make some moves on defense. I kind of felt like, even though the defense was right there, our offense is solid and should be able to make a run, but we want to kind of shore up the defense a little bit and move the pieces that weren't working for us. So we got rid of Fountain, and we're looking here, and we're trying to figure out what's going to be the best move for us. We don't really want a free safety. We have Karimi. I like the way he's developing. Don't need a quarterback. We could use some offensive line help, and this is kind of tempting, but I think we're going to go back and pick up the linebacker here, as he had a high combine number, and he is a 79 overall. We'll pick him. He's ranked 23. They call it a good pick, even though we drafted him at number 7, and we're going to have to see how that translates for us going forward, as he has quick development, so it should be better than what Fountain was bringing for us. So now we have our own pick here, the 27th pick overall, and there's not much to choose from here. As I'm looking around, it's all quarterbacks, and a center, which we don't really need, and a strong safety, which I really don't want. We're going to take a look at this guy here, Marshawn Capel, and we're going to take him. He's actually ranked 26, and we take him at 27, and he's a right outside linebacker, and that should help improve our linebacking core there, as we have Rayshon Good in the middle as well. So now we have another second-round pick here, and we're looking to try to maybe make some moves here for the offensive line, maybe improve it a little bit on the left side, as there was no really right tackles or right guards that were available. But we go for Rashawn Buckner, and he is in normal development with 71. We say as we reached on him, he was an 80 at the 55 spot. So not a great move there. He doesn't really increase or improve anything for us based upon what we have already. So now we're going to go ahead and skip head in the draft again. We have our 27th pick, and again, not much to look at. The guys that I was watching, they were all gone. So we must have been doing pretty well as far as like scouting goes. But we pick up Zach Crowder here. He's a 69 overall strong safety, number 56, and we pick him at 59, and hopefully that'll do it for us. We're going to actually let it sim the rest of the draft because I just wasn't liking the way the board was looking at that point, and we got to see what we come away with here after the draft is done. So let's take a look at the draft recap and view everything that goes on there. And so we have the two picks that we made, the left and right outside linebackers to help the defense, and we had Crowder, and then they pick a left tackle again for us in the 4th round, and a defensive tackle that's a 56 overall, and then another defensive tackle that's a 65, and a cornerback that's a 66. And I got to tell you the truth, folks, and we pick a free safety as well, another position which we didn't need. I probably would have been better off making the picks myself. I probably would have gone for players that would have been of use to us at some point, but not really liking the way the rest of the sim draft went. But it must have been a weak draft at that. So let's take a look at what the roster looks like now. You guys can pause if you want to see what it looks like. I'm just kind of flash through quickly here as we take a look, and it looks a little bit better on the defensive side. I like the way the linebacker core is looking, but the cornerbacks definitely do need some help here. Still, we have Darius Slay, who's an 81, and then we have Verrett, who's older, 34 years old. He's a 78 overall over there on the other side, and we're definitely going to have to see if we can maybe make a move for that or move some stuff around. I'm not really sure, but looking a little bit better, but I'm not actually convinced I made an improvement on the defense. I kind of think we kind of stayed the same. But now we have to go in here. We're going to have to pick our season goal as we're going to move forward. We are in week 1. But as I always do before I pick my season goal, I want to go and see what injuries we may have had over the course of the preseason that we did sim. So we take a look here. We see that Denton, 74 overall, is out for 5 weeks. And then we lose Aaron Lynch, who's an 83 overall, our right end, for 7 weeks. And that's going to hurt. We're going to have to make some moves here to make this work. And we do. We move Donnelly up into the right end spot, and we move Sidney into the defensive tackle spot to try to even and balance things out there. That was actually a big hit on us. But we're going to go set our season goal now, and despite the fact that we lose a very key player for 7 weeks, I still think that this team can make the playoffs based upon the offense alone. This offense should be strong. It should be a juggernaut of an offense with what we have there between the tight end and the quarterback and the wide receivers and the running backs. We should be pretty solid. Take a look at this offense. We have 80s overall in all the positions that are key here, the skill positions. Kramer at an 85 now at this point. And Berlin, an 82 tight end. And an 82 overall for running back with a good backup running back at 72. We think we are in a position here with this offense to make a serious run. And I actually honestly believe that. Let's take a quick look at the defense one more time before we finish this off. So again, the secondary definitely needs a little bit of work. It's a bit of a concern. We have 2 rookie linebackers now out there who have no experience whatsoever. So their awareness is going to be low, but they have high numbers as they're extremely athletic and hopefully can make a difference for us here. And we had to piecemeal together the defensive line with an injury there. So now we have a game, our first game of the season against the New York Giants, our old team where we were fired and we came over here to take over the 49ers to see if we can rebuild them instead of the Giants. And we take the loss to the Giants. We're going to have to take a quick look at that to see what exactly happened, as it was something that I thought we could beat. I thought we could beat them, but they kind of annihilate us 31-17, so the defense is a concern. Into week 5, we are 0-3. So now I am looking to make some moves. I'm getting into a little bit of a panic mode. And we're going to go make a move for a cornerback. We want to get that defense back stronger again. We're going to offer up our number 2 wide receiver, and a second-round pick for, I believe, Griffin Maxey here. We'll take a look at him. He's got quick development. He's 28 years old, and he has an 83 overall. I believe we want to go with him. He has a bigger cap hit, so I think that's the one they're going to want to go with, especially since we're giving them a $10 million cap hit. And they do like that move. We give up quite a bit here. We have 2 83s and one of our second-round picks, but we'll take it as it'll help our defense tremendously, I believe, and I hope, is what I'm hoping for at this point. So we take a look now, and we see that we kind of make some shifts here. Slay, who's a 79 overall now, and then we have Maxey, who's an 83. That should help a little bit with this defense. At least my fingers are crossed in doing so. So let's jump ahead again and see what we come away with. Here we are coming into Week 10, and we are 2-6. You know what, folks, at this point, I kind of was just, after looking at the way the defense was playing and how things were going around, I said to myself, you know what, let's just cut our losses. Let's sim through the rest of the season. Hopefully they don't fire us, and we can try to make a little bit of a quick rebuild for the next season, as things have just kind of fallen apart here and the wheels fell off at 2-6. It's going to be tough to make a run to finish the season to get into the playoffs at this point. We need to kind of win out 8 games in a row to at least go 10-6, and that's a tough order to ask for here. So we're going to sim it. We're going to see what happens and see how things go, and it does not go well. We do not make the playoffs, and you can see the notice there, we were fired, and we're going to take a poke around before we try to figure out what exactly went wrong, but not looking good at all, as the Giants look like they're getting ready for another Super Bowl again. So here's the 49ers that went 4-12. What a terrible season for us. Was not expecting that at all. I was heartbroken because I thought I did a good job building this team. I guess the too many rookies on the defensive side and too many injuries there to make things kind of work for us in that way. We're going to take a look at the stats. You can pause if you want. I'm going to quickly flash through them. It looks like Kramer got hurt as well, and you can't expect to come back from that. It looks like Horton had a full season with 1,000 yards, and we can see that Finney was the leading receiver in catches, but not in yards, where Cloud kind of led in yards and touchdowns. He had a decent season, but again, nothing we expected there. We'll take a look at the defense. Capel, the right outside linebacker, the rookie, 114 tackles. Gooden, of course, led the way with 144, but our cornerback that we picked up there has 100 tackles, and Karimi, the free safety, has 82. That means that our front line did not do the job that we expected them to do, despite the fact that Dielman there had 11 tackles for a loss. Marshall Capel comes away with the Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and we like the way that looks. And we can see here that we were fired, and we look at their acknowledgement. We acknowledge it as well for that. I was hoping to get some offers here as we advance into the wild card playoff spots here, but we did not get any offers here, and it looks like they're asking us to retire at this point, as we have no offers whatsoever. A little bit heartbreaking there, folks. So I'm going to sim it ahead here. I'm actually going to advance through this regular season and in about 2 more seasons as well. I tried the advanced 10 years part here, as you can see that in the simulation here, just to see what we come away with after about 2 years or so. I want to see if maybe we can get an offer from a team to kind of keep going forward, but that does not happen. And again, here in the 2028 season, they are asking us to retire still. So not going to happen here for us. There's no team that wants to pick us up or even offer us a chance here to take over the reins to try to do another rebuild or whatnot. So we are going to go ahead and accept that, and we're going to go off. Your football IQ opened the door to the NFL, but like many other one-trick ponies before you, success was elusive. You did a fine job in the National Football League for 10 years, but you may need to round out your skill set in order to go from a good to a great coach. So that's kind of where it leaves us, a level 14 head coach. We kind of failed here in our rebuild of the San Francisco 49ers. Let me know if you want to see another rebuild. Want to see me do another rebuild, and maybe name a few teams that you'd like to see me do. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Leave your comments below and a like for the video, and I will see you around the channel. Goodbye now.